In today's card preview, we got Selena Gomez. I mean, Selene. And Selene, she's going to be great in an Annihilus deck in kind of a junk control list or in a Ravona list with Green Goblin or Hobgoblin. Having a quick look on her ability, she's an on reveal card and she will be able to afflict the lowest powered card in each player's hand with -3 power. That's a spicy ability. She's gonna be a niche card, and I'd recommend maybe not spending 6k tokens on her. But if we look at the spotlight caches, we have Iron Lad and Black Knight with Selene. So if you are interested in Iron Lad, who is in a lot of decks, very versatile card, a very powerful effect, then this might be the week to pop the keys. And Black Knight, underrated card, and I think in the in the near future, he's going to be a really strong card, especially with that buff recently in the last OTA. So let's deep dive into what her ability truly means in the metagame. What cards do you want Selene to afflict in your own hand? You're definitely looking at a Hood, which would be a 1-6, which is pretty strong in an Annihilus list. You're looking at Green Goblin, who would be a 3 energy -6 power, which again is really strong. And then you would be looking at Hobgoblin, that would be a 5 energy -11 card. And then also I put it in here because this could be a potential move, is getting your Havoc down to a -3, and then when you send it over, when he gains his power, he'll only be a 2/1 on the opponent's side. So that could be an interesting play combo too. So those are definitely the cards you want Selene to hit for you, and those are the most optimal cards that would work with Selene. Cards that Selene will probably hit in your opponent's hand would be possibly a Sunspot, which you would make a Sunspot a 1 energy -3 card, which would delay Sunspot's floating and growth in the game. Then you would be looking at Nebula. She would be a 1 -2. So even if they played Nebula on turn 2, you're looking at a couple turns before Nebula becomes a big threat on the board. Then we got Darkhawk, which would become a 4 energy -3 card, which in turn, you're just kind of lowering its power, which could help you a lot. And then we also have Deadpool. Deadpool would become a 1 -2. So if Deadpool got destroyed, then it would become a -4 power. So you're almost nullifying Deadpool and making the opponent really have to play Forge or Hulkbuster or Nico Minoru to get the Deadpool up and running. Then we got Iron Man. So Selene could hit Iron Man and make that a 5 energy -3 power. So your opponent would definitely have to play Iron Man in a lane that they're trying to win. They would have to be winning that lane for that Iron Man to do a lot of damage. And then you got Mystique. Mystique's another target Selene could hit, and she would become a 3 energy -3. So anything Mystique's gonna copy, she's gonna have that afflicted stat line. And then you got Mr. Negative. Now, Mr. Negative is not the most popular deck, but people still play that list a lot, and you would make the Mr. Negative a 4 energy -4 card. Basically, just putting a -4 onto the field is always going to be a good thing for you. Cards that Selene will synchronize with will be Annihilus. Annihilus and Selene complement each other, and Annihilus is the main focal point in the junk decks these days in today's meta. And then you also got Sentry and Hood. These are two cards that are going to be really strong with Selene because the core package of junk definitely relies on Annihilus, Sentry, Hood, sometimes Viper, maybe Green Goblins and Debris. But we're really looking at, if you have Annihilus, you got Sentry, you got the Hood, and getting Selene in the caches might be an optimal play for you. Couple decks that you can run with Selene. We're looking at this deck here is a basic junk package deck, but I think it's going to be pretty strong. You would like Selene, play Selene down. You like to hit the Hood or your Green Goblin or even your Shadow King. You could probably send that over too. And then other plays that you can do is Titania with Green Goblin to fill a lane. You have Debris and Annihilus and Sentry to clog the opponent's lane. and you got Professor X. Let's say you clogged the lane pretty early, then you could just Professor X, slam that down. And then if you're winning in priority at the end of the game, just slam Eliath and you're chilling, right? You're always chilling with Eliath as long as you have priority. And then deck two, we got just basically a Selene package with the junk core cards and Ravona with Green Goblin and Hobgoblin and Havoc. So the uniqueness about this deck is maybe playing Havoc on turn 5, and then you can play Havoc on turn 5 with Hobgoblin. And that seems pretty scary to me. You're sending -11 over, possibly with Selene, and then you're also going to have a 2/8 at the end of the game. So this is a deck, looks pretty good. I'm going to definitely try this list out for sure. This one looks a little more interesting. So on the Broken-O-meter, I think Selene is niche, right? I don't know if she's worth 6k tokens. In my opinion, no. She might be worth opening caches because Iron Lad's there, because an interesting card like Black Knight is there. But on the Broken-O-meter, she lands in solid. For me, she's a great value card and an Annihilus junk list. And if you're a big fan of Annihilus junk, then Selene's going to fit right in, right? She's going to be the perfect complement card in that deck. Gives you another 1-drop, and her ability is very powerful and is a strong tool in Annihilus. So I'm going to put her in solid. I don't think she's broken. I don't think she's just okay. The thing with her is she's very niche, guys. So it's a big decision to buy a card like Selene, but she's going to be a ton of fun. Guys, if you like this type of video, leave a comment and let's have a discussion about Selene. And, you know, maybe the question of the episode will be, are you going to pick up Selene? Do you guys even like junk decks in general? And what are your thoughts on the Professor X change? And yeah, thanks for watching.